What role does technology play in modern religious persecution? On the final day of the International Religious Freedom Summit in Washington, D.C., discussions focused on how digital tools are being used to target faith communities. NTD's Chris Bob has the story.
At the International Religious Freedom Summit in Washington, D.C., speakers highlighted how surveillance systems, artificial intelligence, and online propaganda are being increasingly used to facilitate religious persecution.
The persecution of Falun Gong has really spanned the rise of technology in China to persecute people. Primarily Golden Shield, the Great Firewall, Skynet, these mechanisms for censoring, for surveilling, for correlating with databases of the identification cards and using actual cameras and these types of technologies to identify where people are, pick them up, detain them, which eventually, of course, in Falun Gong's case, leads to torture and so forth. As you probably all know, have seen the Shenyun posters that was started by Falun Gong practitioners to show the true culture of China, show the tyranny of the CCP on the world stage. On platform X last year, they found that one of these articles going after Shenyun was the most shared article of all time on the X platform. They found that strange. X investigated and found that this was happening because thousands of China-linked fake accounts were the ones sharing this article.
The role of social media in fueling religious persecution emerged as a prominent theme of the summit, prompting speakers to call for stronger regulation.
What shapes public policy more than lobbyists? The media, including social media. And yet, these kind of transparency measures are not in place for media. We've got some of our main media companies have tens of millions of dollars of deals inside China. They have personal staff with personal business and other ties to communist China. They're in far-alike regulations.
Have to find the answer for how we handle social media, the importance of having free discussion and, free discourse on social media, but don't allow it to continue to be a vector for hatred, and often that hatred gets weaponized.
Summit co-chair Sam Brownback is scheduled to testify before the House Foreign Affairs Committee on Wednesday. Brownback told me that he plans to warn lawmakers that authoritarian regimes see religious freedom as a direct threat to their hold on power.
I'm going to point out that there is an axis of evil that is organized and action-oriented of China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and a number of other countries that are diametrically opposed to religious freedom. And we need to, and yet they fear religious freedom more than they fear our aircraft carriers or nuclear weapons. Because if there's religious freedom in China, the Chinese Communist Party could lose control.
Reporting from Washington, D.C., Chris Bob, NTD News.